Shalom, shalom, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you might be watching my video. This is my new stove. It is an Amana. It is... Oops, let me get the thing out here. It is a 20-inch by 21-inch, and it stands roughly 36 inches tall. This is my new stove. Long, boring story on what happened to my other stove. Someday I'll tell you, but not today. So this is my new Amana. Now, well, that's nice. Has the light inside and everything. It did not come with a regular roasting pan, but I want to show you here how you turn the the burners on. This was a little strange. Okay, what you have to do is, I'm going to do it and then tell you what I did, because the guy my plumber had to install this, and he had to show me how to do this because I had no idea. So here we go. So what you do is you push in, turn to high, and then once it does that click, 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 and once it goes to high, you turn it down. So it's kind of opposite from what you're normally used to. See, yep, that's fast. I didn't do it right. There, see? And then you turn it down to where you want it. Of course, it's got 4 burners. It's got the sealed burners, and these things come... Can I touch that? Okay. I want to show you... Well, I can't show you. It's already got a little nick in it. I took pictures. I will include pictures where it's got the little nick already. But to celebrate my new stove, I am going to bake a loaf of bread. I am going to be thinking of Yahweh and our daily bread. I'm going to mix the bread in my bread machine, in my Hamilton Beach bread machine. And once the bread is mixed, I'm going to put it in the oven and bake it. Okay, here's the ingredients I used in my bread. It's in the bread machine right now. I used some dark rye flour because I didn't want to open up another bag of just all-purpose flour from Walmart. I used, okay, butcher names again. Carapelli. Extra virgin olive oil, Red Star quick rise yeast, Walmart brand raw honey, product of Brazil, Himalayan pink salt, and I used a little bit of this Vidal wheat gluten. I like using that in my bread. So, it's on dough cycle when it comes out, and I get ready to do the rise in the oven. Y'all, this rival electric skillet is what I've been cooking on for the last month. And it gets old. Of course, I got my microwave and I got my toaster oven. But not having a stove for a month, it got pretty bad. I got bored with eating out, and I got bored of this electric skillet. I like it. It's got a temperature gauge and everything. But man, it gets old quick. So glad I got my stove. Okay, here is my bread out of my dough out of the bread machine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my oven to bring out some things about this stove. A lot of people ask me, why did I get the 20-inch? 20-inch was the same price and even more than some of the conventional, there's a 24-inch, I think there's a 30 and a 36-inch. I just wanted a little stove. I wanted this extra room that I've got now around my stove. That's what I wanted. So, okay, y'all, it's been about an hour, so let's take it out and see how it's proofed. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Ooh, need to get used to that door. So, I'm going to turn my oven on 400. Now, my last stove, the numbers were wore out, and I knew all I had to do was put it up and down. So let me see. That'd be about 350 if I go straight up and down. But I'm going to do 400. I guess I'm going to have to watch it. So we'll let that heat up. And I'm not going to put nothing on this bread. I'm not going to put no egg or water or salt or nothing. So we'll be back when the oven has heated up. Okay, y'all. My oven ought to be, what is that? 400. So I'm going to put this bread in. Turn on my light. Ooh, yeah, that's hot. I'll be back in 20 minutes to check it, since I don't know this oven yet. Okay, y'all, it's been 30 minutes, and since I don't know this stove, and I don't know how accurate it is, I need to get me one of them little temperature gauges, thermometers. So let me see how it looks. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's ready. Just a second, let me put the camera down so I can get it with 2 hands. Yes, that looks just beautiful. Now, bread, you take it right out of the pan. You take it out of the pan right away. Cakes, you let them cool in the pan for about 10 minutes and then take them out. But bread, you got to take them out right away. So let me take this bread out right now. I got to put the camera down. There it is, y'all, in all its glory. That looks good. Sounds hollow on top. I used my steam pan there, my stainless steel steam pan. So let me turn it over and thump it on the bottom and see if it sounds nice and hollow, meaning it's done. Now, it looks a little pale here on the bottom, but I got to keep in mind, the lighter the pan, the lighter the crust. But it's sounding hollow, so now I got to let it cool. Y'all, let's evaluate. Bread's nice and cool now. Let's evaluate this bread on what the stove did, because I'm judging the stove, not the bread. I already know I make good bread. I don't mean to brag, but golly. So now we've got a dark top here. Now, that could have been because, like I said, on my old oven, the numbers were worn off, so I had no idea what the temperature was. I just turned it straight up and down, and that's where I bake my bread. So I cannot judge that, this darker top. It's a little darker than I like, but it's okay. And also, that rack, is it really the middle of the oven? I may move it down a little bit, but we'll see. But I'm not worried about this. Now, the rise. I proofed it in this oven, and I proofed all my bread in the oven when I baked it in the oven. And how I proof my bread in the oven is I turn it on, I get it nice and hot, then I turn it off, I turn the light on, I put the bread in there to proof, and usually about an hour later, it's proofed, it's doubled in size. So that seems to be pretty normal. Pretty what I expect. Now, the underside. Well, Now the underside is a little bit light. You can see I didn't exactly shape my loaf properly, but I'm not going to blame that on the oven. The lighter the pan, the lighter the crust. That's just the nature of the beast. That's whether you're baking cookies or bread or whatever. The lighter the pan, the lighter the crust. I'm satisfied. Again, moving that rack down may help that, but I don't see this as a problem. Now, the proof will be in the pudding. Let's see what kind of... Now, again, it's going to be my recipe. This is a tried and true recipe I've been using for 20 years, but we're still going to see how this bread reacts in this oven. So let me go get a knife and we'll cut into it. Okay, now the proof will be in the pudding, what it looks like. Y'all, I'm bragging on my bread again here, but let's cut into it. I'm going to have to put the camera down because I can't cut one-handed. And let me see if I can fit all this. Well, no. So just a second. Be right back. So here's the great reveal. Again, I'd like to brag on my bread, but we've got a nice, subtle, good crumb. Again, that top crust is a little harder than I want. I'm not blaming that on the oven. So, just going by the bread, this oven did fine. So far, so good. So let me put this all out of the way, and I will do one more step through on my oven. Okay, so this is the Amana 20-inch wide gas range. Nice look. Has an oven light. Very nice. I wish it had been light colored, but that's okay. It has the window. It has a roasting pan. It's not a roasting pan, but it is a flat roasting surface down there. It does slide out. It's about 36 inches tall. It has burner covers that are interchangeable, so it doesn't matter which side. It has the sealed burners, so it's easier to keep clean, which that was a problem with my other stove. Stuff would fall down inside. This one has the sealed burners. This, now it's a little hard to do, but this top does lift up, so you can get underneath there to do cleaning if you need to. But with the sealed burners, I can't see you having to do that very often. Now, the turning on the burners is a little different than normal. You turn too high, wait for that click, 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 and then you adjust it. So, here, let's do this. See, you got it there. It's not like you're used to on normal knobs. So there's the burner. It looks to be nice and high. Good. And then you turn it down that way. Which is that's just so odd to me. Now, that looks pretty low. Yeah, that looks nice for nice low and slow. Now, this is a little slick. Some of the reviews on this said that the grates, I guess you'd say, were slick. And it does seem a little slick. Y'all, I don't have little kids here. It's just me. People ask, why did you get this little bitty stove? I wanted the room. I don't need a big stove. I don't have a family of 5 to cook for. It's just me. I'm not worried about this slickness. My canning pot will fit just fine. A couple of my canning pots, well, one of my canning pots that I call Big Bertha, I had to put her on 2 burners anyway in my big other stove. So if I have to put it on 2 burners here, no problem. I'm not worried. So far, so good. I'm going to give it about a month or 2 after I've done some other things, after I've worked out the little bugs, and I'll do another review. But so far, so good. Amana, 20-inch, 36 high, gas range. Thanks for watching, and thank Yahweh for blessing me with the new stove, and shalom, shalom. Bye-bye.